Hello again, it's Roy. Uh, in the last video I said artistic geniuses, and what I meant to say was genius stroke artist, because these guys have obviously written these great systems in code, so they're not just artists. I didn't mean anything derogatory about it. Anyway, edge of the world problem, bane of my life. I've struggled with this problem for years, and one thing took me years to work out is that you can't stop players falling off the edge of your map with mountains. If you surround your map with mountains, they're too close. Do you know what I mean? You need mountains in the distance, not in front of your face. Also, you can mostly run up between two mountains up the valley and fall off the map anyway, so you have to put a big rock on every valley, so you end up with this claustrophobic play area where the sun doesn't sort of rise till 11 o'clock in the morning, and it just doesn't work. For years I put mountains around the edge of my zone. They just don't, it just doesn't work. So I invented this technique last week, which I call BATT, B-A-T-T, which stands for Big Ass Terrain Technique, which I invented. And it starts off in World Machine. So I'm not. It's not a World Machine tutorial. So I'm just going to click each box. So if anybody wants to see the settings, I'm going to go to World Parameters. So I created it 16 by 16K, 1025 resolution. I've got a layout generator. You know what a layout generator looks like. It looks like that. An advanced purling with these settings. I've got some erosion with these settings. This snow thing with them settings. This basic coverage macro, them settings, which is just in it's one of these that comes sort of free with it. I think it comes free with it. And basically what that outputs is it makes the snow, and it sort of inverts it to make sort of snow flow things. Basically outputs a map like this with, you know, those ridge lines and stuff, and that's going to be the texture. It also outputs I don't even use that, a mesh output, which I've limited to 64K triangles in obj format. So it's basically outputting that bitmap and this mesh, which we're going to import into Unity. Let's get rid of that, go to Unity. Now this is a normal terrain I've created in Terrain Composer. You can't see any trees because I've turned trees off in the settings, and the trees only appear when you play it. So and I can't play it at the moment. It's 4 terrains, the usual sort of 4 terrains, and I've put a directional light on. Now I've also, so I'm going to turn off this directional light because I don't want it, and I've imported this mesh object, which is that obj that I outputted from a World Machine, and I scaled it to 2000. and it's just a mesh object 2000. And what I did with that, and this is the part that's quite hard to explain, is when you import it at 2000, it comes in at the same size as this terrain. So what I did was I expanded it. Obviously, if you expand it with this white one, it makes the mountains scale in the y-axis, makes them bigger. And if you just drag it out with these handles, then you're obviously not making the mountains bigger. So I dragged it out a bit, and you've got to sort of fiddle with it. You see, these mountains will scale up to make them bigger, but that just makes them sort of the same height. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I found it's not very complex geometry, and it's by it like that on purpose. So I found a flat bit. I made a flat bit in the middle of it. So our train's sitting on top of this simple mesh object. Actually, not poking through a bit. Then you think to yourself, well, I was thinking to myself, that's going to look terrible. In actual fact, it looks pretty good. So, what else have I got to show you in this? Yeah, I've got Unistorm in there. So, I scaled that big ass mesh so it fits within the Unistorm thing. But our actual terrain, tiny little thing down there, it's quite small. So the theory is that when you play it and look out, you'll see mountains, and not only will you see some mountains, but the sun will come up from behind those mountains and light up those mountains as it goes across the sky, and everything should look sort of hunky-dory to a certain extent. So in the next video, it's going to be another one of them big ones, I will build it and run it and show you what it ends up looking like. I'll make a cut there.